Manchester United versus Everton at Old Trafford in the Premier League on Tuesday night. Welcome to the United Stand live preview. Here we go, let's get straight into it. Luke Shaw may well start against Everton. Who would have thought that, having had the last 24 hours as we've had? But the first thing I want to say is this. For the last 3 years at Manchester United, we've moaned about players not playing for the shirt. We now get a manager who basically has a go at players, or a player in this instance, for not playing for the shirt, and people start moaning about it. Yes, Luke Shaw is a fantastic talent, an absolutely fantastic talent, but if he's not putting the work in, then you don't play for Manchester United. So I think we should commend the manager. I do agree that publicly doing it sometimes doesn't sit right. Doesn't sit right with me as somebody who's a bit old school, Sir Alex Ferguson years. He never did it publicly. And even Valdez, when Van Gaal did it on the American tour a couple of years ago, publicly humiliated Valdez. You know, Valdez wasn't even our first team keeper. I've got no problem if he got rid of Valdez, but I didn't like the public element about it. I don't really like the fact that Mourinho is public in his criticism of players. However, moving that aside, the fact that he's had a go at Luke Shaw because he's not putting the effort in training, and he's publicly said he's behind Darmian, Ashley Young and Daley Blind as a left back. I mean, bloody hell, if you're behind Darmian as a left back, you've got big problems, Luke. But it appears in the last 24 hours, Luke Shaw has been spoken to Mourinho, and Luke Shaw is now involved in the squad to play Everton. So, as Gary Neville said, this is Luke Shaw's opportunity to either take it or run off with your toys and leave Manchester United. And you'd have to be a complete idiot to do that. He has got to do everything he can. But in fairness to Mourinho, I think he's right. Forget the public element of it. I think he's right to criticise him. He's not the only manager to do it. I think if you take into account England managers, there's about 4 managers who've had issues with Luke Shaw and fitness now. He needs to sort it out. He's young enough to do it. He's good enough to do it. I still believe he's one of the best talented left backs in the country, if not in Europe. But he's got to put the hard yards in. I think he's in the last chance saloon at Manchester United. But if you follow Ross, when we do the watch-alongs, at Hazza90, he said it last night, and he was one of the only people I saw say it on Twitter. He doesn't think Luke Shaw's going to go at all. He thinks it's Mourinho giving him one big kick up the backside again, and he will respond to it. We won't be selling him. For the simple reason, why publicly have a go at a player that you are definitely going to sell? Because it will affect their value. And it's a very good point. If Everton want him, they're probably going to only offer about £10 million. He's what, 19, 20, 21? I don't know how old he is now. But we paid a lot of money for him. He's on big wages. We will want big money for him. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I just think it's the kick up the backside. Let's not forget, Luke Shaw is 6'1". He's a good player going forward. If he sorts himself out positionally, he's English. He ticks all the boxes. And I do like Mendy from Monaco, but I'd much prefer Luke Shaw to sort himself out. And I've got a funny feeling he will do. But Manchester United versus Everton is what we're here to talk about. Please do drop a like on the video, get involved, let us know if you like the content, subscribe, and all that jazz. But tomorrow, Manchester United versus Everton, or today, if you're watching the preview on the day of the match, look at you. We must win. We will win. I believe we will win. Everton got a lot of good young players coming through of the British variety. However, I watched them against Liverpool. They were absolutely rubbish, bottlers. Now, they will turn up against Manchester United more than they did against Liverpool. It's an odd thing Everton have where they, and we should take it as a compliment because we're a massive club, they put more effort against Manchester United than they do against Liverpool. The prime example was that year we lost the league with the last kick of the game with Aguero against QPR. That we were ahead by about 5 points at the time. We were playing Everton. We were 3-1 up at Old Trafford. You'd think they'd lay down and die. They didn't. They came again and they got a 3-3 draw. The week before, they were playing an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley against Liverpool. They didn't bloody turn up. A week later, in a meaningless game for them in the league, the 3-1 down at Old Trafford, and they played like their lives depend on it. So, you know, they will turn up against us tomorrow. But one player who won't turn up, because he never turns up against us, is Romelu Lukaku. And for all those Manchester United fans out there who think Lukaku should come to United, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's United class. I think he didn't turn up against Liverpool, and he never turns up against us, and he won't turn up against us tomorrow. And I know you're all saying you're tempting fate, but he never turns up against us. And you know what? If he did turn up tomorrow, then maybe it'd change my mind. But I don't want him to. I don't think he will. And I don't think Everton will pose us any problems tomorrow. We will have I've got no issue with West Brom and what they did on Saturday. It was anti-football, but Pulis has been doing it for years and years and years. Everton and Sunderland away on Sunday will not play the way West Brom did. Sunderland desperately need to win on Sunday, so they'll have a go. And Everton don't play that way, so I commend them for that as well. They'll come and have a go. There'll be more space in the game, and that will suit us down to the ground. How should we line up is very important. Zlatan comes back, and we need that leadership more than anything. We need the goals, but we need the leadership, so Zlatan's very important. But I wouldn't be throwing out the likes of Rashford and Martial, because I think pace is very important in what will be a game that has a lot of space in it. It'll have a lot of space. Everton are an expansive side. They've tried to play football under Koeman, and there will be a lot of space. I think it'll be a toe-to-toe game of who the better footballer is. Another player who didn't turn up against Liverpool, Ross Barkley, I'd be interested to see if he turns up, because 1 year left on his contract. I still think that Mourinho could turn him into a really good player. But how would I line up against Everton then? So, obviously De Gea in goal, Valencia at right back, Rojo and Bailly picks themselves as centre backs. I think it will be Ashley Young at left back, and I think he probably should be Ashley Young at the moment. He's the informed player. Midfield 3. Pogba trained after, if people aren't aware of this, Pogba trained on the pitch after the West Brom game. So he really should be fit for this game. I would play Pogba, Herrera's back from suspension, and I would play Herrera, Pogba and Mkhitaryan at 10. On the right, I would play Lingard. On the left, I would play Martial. And up front, I would play Zlatan. Fellaini comes out of the team. Nothing against Fellaini, really, because he's done okay in the last couple of games. But when Mourinho came out with this comment, and I did tweet it out off our account last night, I just could not believe it. He basically said that Herrera and Pogba couldn't have done any better than Carrick and Fellaini on Sunday. He's wrong. Maybe he's building up egos of players, I don't know, but he's totally wrong. You can be critical about the front four against West Brom, but the problem was Carrick and Fellaini, more importantly, because Carrick's job is to sit there. Fellaini just not moving the ball quick enough. It's not in his armour to do it. He's a 5-yard slow passer, and that player needs to be moving the ball quick and have a range of passing like Pogba does, or even a Herrera. So Fellaini's got to come out of that team to give us a chance to actually use the space and pace on the wings of Martial and Lingard. I mean, Lingard slightly more so, slightly less so, but Martial, he needs quick ball. He needs quick ball. And remember, Everton haven't got Seamus Coleman. He's out for the season and probably longer. So right back, Everton is the weakness, and we need to get at that. And the best player we've got to do that is either Rashford or Martial. Now, I'm not fussed who out of the two plays, but I think Rashford at the moment probably needs a little bit of a rest, and he's more impactful last half an hour off the bench. So I would play Martial on the left. We've not got a lot of choices, and that's how I would line up. Zlatan's got to play, whether we want him to or not, and I 100% do, and I think all United fans do. He definitely will play. Score prediction, I think there'll be goals in it. I do think there'll be goals. I think Everton have got goals in them. I think we will start scoring goals now. And I think it'll be 3-2 to Manchester United, which will be a fantastic game on a Tuesday night. I can't wait for it. We need to win. Games in hand wise, I think we can level up with Liverpool if we win our games in hand. I'm not talking about that. And in case you've missed this from Jose Mourinho, it's a fantastic comment. And I think it's one that many of us will be not excited about, that's the wrong word, but will be... intrigued's not the right word either, Mark. I can't think of the bloody word. I should have thought this out before we went live. We'll be encouraged by it. Encouraged by these words of Jose Mourinho, where he basically said he's going to put his strongest team out tomorrow against Everton. He's going to put his strongest team out against Sunderland on Sunday. And then against Anderlecht the following Thursday, he'll put his strongest team out. Then... if we've not won Everton and Sunderland games and top 4 is looking like a distant dream, he's going to prioritise the Europa League and use squad players in the Premier League. Now, he's publicly said that, and he's right. He's right to say that. If we don't get 6 points from Everton and Sunderland and we are not in with a chance of top 4, which we won't be if we don't take them 6 points, he's going to prioritise the Europa League. Now, some people could say that's defeatist. We've still got about 10 games left in the Premier League, but... it may well be an exciting thing, because if he's going to use his first team for the Europa League and he's going to use the fringe players in the Premier League, we might get to see people like Fosu Mensah and Twansibi and all these other players that we want to see. Granted, we'll probably see Darmian and Rooney, but I think it's a very intelligent thing by Jose Mourinho to say and do that, because the Europa League is very important. But if we beat Everton tomorrow, which I think we will, and we beat Sunderland away on Sunday, which we should, that's 6 points, and we will still be in touch. You know, City are playing Chelsea on Wednesday night. If Chelsea win that game, which they need to, or at least draw it, you know, City are in the top 4 at the moment. I don't think Arsenal are coming back anytime soon. There's a chance for us there to do it. And remember, we've got to go to City, and I'm not concerned about the Etihad at all. I mean, they're a decent team, City, but I think we're capable of beating them. So very, very exciting times for Manchester United, and I do believe that we'll win tomorrow and we'll beat Sunderland, and then we can go on from that. Maybe I'm being a little bit naive because it's a home game and we've blown so many points, and I understand why people would say we're going to draw it and we'll blow it, but we go into it with confidence, and let's give it a go. I've just noticed something there, and I hope. Oh no, should be okay. Somebody was just saying something about the sound there. Hopefully the sound is okay. I can't see anybody else saying anything about that, so I presume it is. Let's have a look at some of your comments. How we'll beat Everton, let me just talk about that. They will play expansive football. They will get men behind the ball, but they can actually play football. It's the way Koeman used to do it at Southampton, and they will look to get at us, which plays into our hands totally. But the way to beat Everton, they have got centre-backs who like a battle in Jagielka and Ashley Williams, and Zlatan likes a battle as well. Now, we used the width against West Brom at the weekend, put lots of crosses in, but, you know, waste of time, because Rashford against very, very good players in the air, like Everton have got, waste of time. Tomorrow, we've got Zlatan. If we play the same way we did against West Brom, and I would approach it in that game, use the width, but use it quicker, get the ball out wide much, much quicker, which hopefully with Herrera and Pogba back, and no Fellaini in the midfield, we will do. Get plenty of crosses into the box, and Zlatan, if he stays in the box, will be able to assist with that. There is some people out there thinking that he might bring Rooney into this game. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are about that, but it's not... My thoughts on Wayne Rooney, and I have been critical about Wayne Rooney over the last 3 years, but my thoughts on Wayne Rooney are very much this now, that when he came on Saturday, and when he comes on a lot of games at 70 minutes, or when he starts games, I don't see what he offers. I know he's got a lot of passion, and I know he was shouting at the ref, and I've seen him do that a lot this season, and I don't think you can't question his passion for the game, but you can question what he offers in a Manchester United shirt now, and I think the decline is sad. It's really sad how far he's declined now, that I would actually want Jesse Lingard to start over Wayne Rooney. And that's nothing against Wayne Rooney, and it's nothing against Jesse Lingard, but I never thought I would be uttering those words. And the reality is, I think Jesse Lingard brings more to Manchester United than Wayne Rooney does now. And I think, again, we need quick ball tomorrow. I think Rooney slows us down. So I'm sure we'll see him at some point. I'm sure we'll see him in most games between now and the end of the season, but when he comes on in games, I've got to be honest, when he came on against West Brom, and I've seen this a few times at 70 minutes, it just sort of stunts the flow. All mind willing, body not giving, and I wouldn't want him to be starting tomorrow. It would concern me, because I just think if we're going to play our best team, you need Pogba on the pitch, you need Zlatan on the pitch, you need Herrera on the pitch, Martial, Lingard for the pace, Rashford off the bench, and Carrick sitting in behind. That's what I would do. He may well put Fellaini in the team. I don't agree with that. I think he shouldn't be in the starting 11. I think over the last couple of weeks when we've needed him because of suspensions to Herrera, injuries to Pogba, there is nobody else. There is nobody else other than Fellaini. But when there is somebody else, I'd rather we use that somebody else. But let's win. Let's build. I mean, the reality is we might not get top 4. But we don't need to be negative about not getting top 4. We need to focus on the immediacy of the game tomorrow and Sunderland and then Anderlecht. But what we need to do more than anything is, 1, win the game, but 2, we haven't consistently played any good football recently. We need to start. If you want to win the Europa League, of course you can grind it out, but it's far more of a possibility if you are actually playing good football. And I think that's what Manchester United need to do. We need to get people like Mkhitaryan, Martial, your Lingard, your Rashfords, your Zlatans, your Pogbas, your Herreras. The defence is fine. There's no problem with the defence. But those players I've just mentioned there, we need to get them feeling confident again. Now, I know against like Burnley and Stoke in October we didn't score goals, but we created a lot of chances and we played good football up until actually putting the ball in the back of the net. Leicester, we played good football. West Brom away in December, we played good football in the half. Middlesbrough away, we played good football at times. What Manchester United need to do, starting from tomorrow, is start playing good football again. Putting the ball in the back of the net, yes. Winning the game, yes. But starting to play good football again, because we can't afford to just continue to just, confidence is on the ground in a way, and we all need to get up behind the team, obviously, but the players need to start believing. We've had a lot of bad results this season, bad luck, whatever. The referees thing is still, I believe, a very relevant point, but we don't need to dwell on it. Missed chances. We know what those issues are, but despite all that, we've got a League Cup. We were knocked out the FA Cup because of a dodgy referee. We're still in the fight for top four, and we're still very much in the chance of winning the Europa League. We're not Arsenal, who are in 6th place out of every tournament, really. FA Cup, they're not going to win that. And they're battling for their lives to try and get 4th place. We've got a really exciting end to the season. We need to embrace it and stop feeling sorry for ourselves, really, especially the players. What's been and gone is past. The future is there to be had, and we've got to grab it. We're Manchester United. The fans are with the team. We're all behind the manager. We're all behind what we can achieve this season. Just got to close that shop, look forward, and go for it. And we can do it. Almost as if West Brom at the weekend, it's a new sheet of paper. The past is forgotten. We know what the issues are. Let's go on for the next 6 weeks and, well, it's 8 weeks, isn't it? And get something out of this season with confidence. And we don't want to be grinding it out. Let's go and play and express ourselves because we've got the players to do it. And I'm hoping that the likes of Zlatan's had a big break as well. He's a big leader, he's a big player, but he's had a big break. He's not played for about 2 or 3 weeks, has he? Pogba, he's had an injury, but he's had a break. Herrera, he's had a break. Let's hope that these players come back, because they are passionate players, and give us that onus and impetus. Because, yeah, we know Mkhitaryan and Martial and Lingard and Rashford, they didn't take that opportunity at the weekend. But are they the big players in the team? No. Pogba, Herrera and Zlatan are the big personalities in the attacking side of the team, and we need them to come back tomorrow. And I'm hopeful that they will. Chad Sproul says his 4 signings enough to turn us into a 5th team to champions. Martial not seen arriving at the Lowry. You reckon he's dropped again, says Liam Cronin. I hope not. I really hope that's not the case. It's something that would really disappoint me if we're taking that step back with Martial again, because he's already dealt with the Martial problem. Whatever his problem with Martial was, he dealt with it. Martial came back, he was exciting. I thought at the weekend, very much like the Liverpool game in January where he got a lot of stick, I thought the effort levels were there. I just think he just wasn't getting the ball quick enough. And then at the end of the game, you get Mourinho coming out and saying, oh, Fellaini was superb and Martial and Rashford and everyone was crap, in so many words. But the reality is, if you watch that game, Martial and Rashford are getting the ball when they've already got 2 or 3 players around them. They need quick ball. Fellaini, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He can't do it. But if you've got Fellaini as the creating midfield player, really moving the ball around, yeah, it looks good when he's making tackles and he's making a pass, but it's slow ball. You look what Pogba does, it's quick ball, or Herrera, it's quick ball. That's what Martial needs. So I'll be really disappointed if he's not part of the squad tomorrow, because I think, yet again, it would be biting our nose off to spite our face, because you need somebody like that. And let's not forget, Martial has actually had a good game against Everton this season at Goodison Park in December, when Fellaini came on and bloody ruined the game in the last minute with his penalty. Martial would have been man of match that game. He actually set Zlatan up with a fantastic pass and then that really good lob finish from Zlatan. So I really hope that Martial's involved, because he's really important. And like Andrew Ellis says, Martial, Shaw, Rashford, they are players that need an arm around their shoulder from Jose, because they're young. I don't know whether Mourinho's that sort of manager, and that's a failing on his part, really, if he's not able to do that, because one size does not fit all. Some players need a kick up the arse, some people need an arm around the shoulder, and it's alright being that manager who says it's my way or the highway. You either respond to a kick up the arse or you get out, and you're the manager, that's your philosophy, that's fine. But actually, I would say you're flawed as a manager, because in life in general, it's your job as a manager to know your audience and tailor your message to your audience to get the best out of your audience. So if Anthony Martial's somebody who needs an arm around his shoulder, but somebody like Wayne Rooney needs a kick up his arse, well, me as a manager, I'm going to give you that kick up the arse and Wayne Rooney's going to respond. I'm going to give Martial a kick up the arse and he's not going to respond. That's my failing, because I could actually give him an arm around the shoulder and he will respond. And then as a manager, I'm doing a better job. I'm not being critical of Mourinho, because he is the right man for Manchester United. But it does frustrate me that it's constant public berating of players, that some of them probably won't respond to a kick up the arse. They'll go in a shell. And we know that in our life, you know, whether you've got kids, brothers, siblings, friends, you know some friends who respond to a right blunt, "You're an idiot for saying that about me, let's have it out," and you'll have it out and you'll be great friends. But some of them, you'll have a go at them and they'll go into their shell, and you've got to say, look, you know, arm around the shoulder thing. So Slice of Life 666 made a contribution on the super chat. Thanks for that. He says, why do you think we struggle scoring chances? We're just not clinical enough in front of goal. We're just not. And Jens Borvel has made a contribution, and he says, we should be able to beat Everton considering that they have McCarthy, Funes Mori, Coleman and Schneidlin all out. We cannot afford another dross. Yes, Everton have got a lot of injuries, and just on that point, it's a very good one, because people are saying, oh, we're really unlucky because Mata is out injured at the moment. But actually, you know, when you look at our injury list, it's not as bad as Spurs or Liverpool. They've got loads of players out, or Everton. So, and our injuries, let's be honest, Mata's the only one we're really bothered about. Are we really bothered about Smalling and Jones? Not at the moment. Not while Rojo and Bailly are fit. So, Mata's a loss, but we can do with... I'm not saying we can do without Mata. I'd like Mata to be an option tomorrow, but we could be in a worse position. Who is your favourite player from the class of '92? Says Man United 10. Not really relevant to what we're talking about, but my favourite player from the class of '92 is head and shoulders Paul Scholes. Then it's David Beckham. Then it's Ryan Giggs. Then it's Nicky Butt. Then it's Gary Neville. But I like them all. Then it's Phil Neville. But yeah, you'll notice two defenders at the bottom. Because we are too predictable and uninspired, says Andrew Thompson. Tawsul says Shaw is surprisingly fat. And Alex, I'm not going to say my next comment. Oh, Beck's getting involved in something on there. And Michael J says, keep Shaw because he's young and he's English, but get him on a treadmill for 5 hours a day. Apparently he's in the squad along with Mickey, but they usually arrive later than others because they live closer, says Ollie W. And that is in relation to Martial. I would be stunned if Martial's not part of the squad. He might be on the bench tomorrow. Ferris Oddy is saying that Valencia's not in the squad tomorrow. That would be a problem. Maybe, would he play Fosu Mensah? Would he play Ashley Young at left back and probably play Darmian, wouldn't he? But let me have a quick look. We might be able to get some team news for you, hot off the press. Let's have a look. Stan Collymore says Antonio Valencia is getting a lot of love from Man United fans, which he should do. And I can't see anything about Antonio Valencia, but it would be a big loss if he's out. Yeah, brilliant. Interesting. I was just having a quick look there and I went all silent. You shouldn't do that when you're live on YouTube. But thanks everybody for watching. We have a watch along for you tomorrow night. We'll be live at 7 o'clock because the kickoff is 8 o'clock with team news on the United Stand YouTube channel. Do join us on that, and we're live all the way through till full time with the watch along as per usual. So get involved with that. Big game for United tomorrow. I'm excited about it. At least we're playing a team that's not going to park the bus. So I think it will be an exciting game to watch, unlike the crap on Sunday. Also, we will be... United Stand MUFC is our name on Snapchat. As we did on Sunday, on the game on Saturday, we will have Snapchats going up throughout the game. So if you're watching the game, make sure you send us your message on Snapchat. Give us your thoughts about the team news, reaction to incidents on the game. We'll be doing that throughout the game as well as interacting with the live comments as well. Apparently, I've missed the contribution, so let me just scan back. I don't think I have. Ferris Odie said about Valencia's not in the squad tomorrow. Thanks for that contribution. No, we've covered them all. That's great. thanks everyone for watching. Please do drop a like on the video. Let us know that you like our content. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're closing in on 75,000 subscribers, which I think for a lot of you have been saying in the live comments, that's a massive achievement for the channel, which it is. As I'll always say, we can't do it without you. You make this channel what it is. And we've got an Everton fan on there, Gary. Z-Cars is one of my favourite tunes to come out to, actually, by the way. I do like that tune. I've got a like. Ross Harrington wants me to stay live for 5 more minutes. Okay. I've got a lot of love for Everton, really. I do like Everton. In fact, I had an Everton kit bought for me when I was about 5, the old V-neck NEC. I can't remember why, but family members bought me one, but they're not Liverpool, so that's always a positive with Everton. But I don't like I don't like the way that they always turn up against us and not Liverpool. But there we go. Glory Glory Man United. Bye bye Mad Marcus. Thank you. Create a WhatsApp or Telegram group, says Ian Karanja. I don't know how that works. I didn't start early tonight. Awesome guy. We're on normal time. We're losing viewers. I've got to go. In fact, I've got to go. I've just reminded myself, because if you like The Walking Dead, it's the final Walking Dead tonight, and I want to watch that. So, but tomorrow, live at 7 o'clock, watch along, join us for that. I'm looking forward to the game. I always look forward to Manchester United games, but I think last chance saloon tomorrow. I think if we don't win tomorrow, I know we've got the games in hand, but you do realise the games in hand are Man City and Southampton away, so they're not. It's not like there's 6 points there. It's like Sir Alex Ferguson always said. It's much better to have the points on the table, and 2 games in hand is great, but can you really say that we're going to go to Southampton and City and get 6 points? We could, but it's not easy to do that. I've really enjoyed the show tonight. Very, very fast talking, but lots to discuss. Like I say, if you've liked the content, please do drop a like on the video. It takes 1 click. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. Thanks for everybody getting involved, and I'll speak to you all very soon.